talking about things I'd love to see. I was flabbergasted, shocked, and somewhat impressed when I opened the timeline and I saw Azealia Banks had posted, how you gonna send a bitch some crooked dick pics, then threaten her not to tell? At Notorious MMA. N-word. Do you know who the fuck I am? This is haram. So in case you're wondering, what I'm reading is a status, a fucking Twitter post from Azealia Banks, where she decided to then post 2 pictures, 2 screenshots from her Twitter DMs of Conor McGregor sending her full, head to toe, naked dick pics. I don't think could you call it a dick pic, or is it a naked fit pic? Is it a naked fit pic, or is it a dick pic? If you're taking a full mirror head to toe picture. And by the way, big up his mirror, big up his walking wardrobe. He must have a decent thing that going on there, because he was able to get his whole, you know, from the top of his head to the soles of his feet in there. And if you guys know, if you've ever taken fit pics and you're about your outfits, you're about your fashion, you'll know how difficult it is to find a mirror sometimes that can, you know, take you all in, cock included. So the fact that he was able to get all of his shape in, including the fucking weapon, is a fucking sick deal. But when I saw this, the first thing that came to mind was, oh my God, I am so happy that I generally have a stance of like no dick pics. Generally have a stance of no dick pics. And I have to say, like, I've lost out on some situations because of that, you know? I've lost out on some situations because of my reluctant refusal to send a fucking dick pic. Because I never understood them. I'm not going to lie. Maybe because I enjoy the female anatomy way more, but I've never understood why a dick pic will be an alluring thing anyway. They don't look that great. There's no way you can make a dick pic look good. Do you know what I mean? It's really awkward. It's very aggressive, I feel like. Even if you're engaging in some like sexting with somebody, I feel like sending a dick pic is super aggressive. It's like, bong! You know what I mean? It's like, ha! Shut got you, bitch! You know what I mean? It's like jumping in front of a girl. Like, it's like jumping in front of a girl down a dark alley. And then you jump in front of her like, you know what I mean? There's no way you can't shock somebody with that. It's a bit much, you know? It's a bit much. Whereas if a girl sends you a picture of her boob, a picture of her boob in bras, a picture of her bum crack, a picture of her fucking knee, right? Let alone of a JJ. For most guys, that's a very alluring. Don't get me wrong, there's something a bit weird also about a girl just lying in bed with her legs spread and sort of like, you know, doing that hand motion. There's something a bit strange about that, right? It's a bit like, right? It's a little bit goony. Like, look at that. You came out of that. Have you seen one of those? You know, it's a little bit strange. So I don't really understand that. I'd rather use my words, you know, send a little cute voice note here and there. But I'm not with the dick pics. I don't get it. I've never got it. Like, it doesn't look good. Like, you have to you have to take many angles, many areas. You take one, you realize you have a hair there that isn't meant to be there. Then you have a mole there. Then you're conscious of if it's hard enough. Does it look like, you know what I mean? It's just, it doesn't make sense. I've never understood it and would never ever do it. I don't fucking get it. Personally speaking, I don't get it. So when I saw this, I was like, oh my God, what a nightmare. But then the other thing I was thinking to myself, I was like, oh, you know what? I bet you this is what happens when you're on too much coke. This is what happens when you're on too much coke. This is what happens when you're on too much, and oh no, too much drugs anyway. Forget only the coke. Too much drugs. This is what happens, because when you drink, you just fall asleep, you get tired. But when you're on the actual vitamins, you're tingling. You know, like on Super Mario, where you get all the coins and you're like, and it's running. You're like Super Mario. Like, you're tingling, you're sparkling all over the place. And for whatever reason, when people are sparkling in that place, you send stuff that you would never send if you were not sparkling. Let's just say that. You send DMs, you send messages that you would never send if you weren't on it. And I think that's what happened. I think he was on like a 60 plus hour bender, you know, steaming. Most likely in the next room, he had a plate. Most likely in the next room, he had a plate that was racked up with lines, right? He probably had his little Bluetooth speaker playing some tunes, right? Playing some Michael Bibi remixes. Playing some Powser tunes, right? He probably had that playing some clone sets and shit. And he popped into the mirror, saw his hammer and thought, bang, take a picture. The thing that surprised me though about the picture was that the second picture contained his obviously full body with his dick out, but he also had a weight at the end of it. And I'm wondering, what is that? Is that like a thing? Like, I was wondering, does that work? Does that grow your Johnson? Because when I zoomed in, he had like a black band around his piece, and then that band was then tied to like a girl's weight dumbbell. Maybe it's like a pound or something. One of those like really small, dainty dumbbells. It was wrapped around that. And his dick was like, and I swear to God, when I zoomed in, his dick wasn't like down. His dick was like on a right. His dick was like 90 degrees. No, sorry, 90 degrees. What? His dick was fucking horizontal. So he's got like a 1 pound dumbbell and his dick was horizontal. It wasn't like bending. I was like, rotted. My piece ain't that strong. My piece ain't that big. My piece ain't that strong. My piece would have crumbled. My piece would have fucking, you know, like those cranes that fall. You know, it happened in America recently. When those cranes come down, like that's what my piece would be. My piece would have fell down like a giraffe. You know when the giraffes are fighting, hitting each other on the necks and they fall down. My piece ain't got that kind of girth, man. My piece ain't got that kind of length. My piece ain't got that kind of veracity. My piece ain't got that kind of nah. Maybe that's why I don't take dick pics. Maybe I don't take dick pics because deep down I have an insecurity. I'm like, you know what? I ain't built like that, man. I ain't built like that. I ain't built like that. Because goddamn, man, that shit wasn't full. That shit was like, I'd say like 75% charged. His piece was like 75% charged. It wasn't even 100% charged. It was 75% charged. And it looked like a fucking, you know, it looked like a deadly weapon. Let's just say that. But then I thought to myself, why did Azealia Banks share it? Because she later on went on to say, me and him, we send each other pics and stuff all the time, right? And I don't understand, you know? Like, that's what she said later. She's like, we send each other pics all the time. Her follow-up reply to that tweet was, like, how are you really going to sexually harass me with a potato farmer dick, then threaten me not to tell? Honey, ain't you trying to be the president of Ireland? What is it giving, fam? Use some fucking sunscreen, damn. So I don't get that, because she then went on later to say, we've exchanged pictures before, me and him. But then I was thinking to myself, there's no making sense of this. This is fucking Azealia Banks. There's no rationalizing this. This is Azealia Banks. So let's imagine a scenario where Conor McGregor has been sniffing coke for the past like 4 days in a row, 5 days in a row. He's been up non-stop doing his thing. He's feeling fucking frisky. He's getting into some DM flirty conversations with Azealia Banks. And then he sends a dick pic, because they've been sending pics to each other. She sent him a picture of her boobs, right? It's a bit insane for her to then to expose him, if you think about it. If they've been exchanging pics. If his pic just came out of the blue, then I get it, right? Like, what the fuck, who's this guy? But if you've been engaging in sex play, it's a bit insane. But it does go back to what I said before, that dick pics are very aggressive. Because I think there are some girls who would be perfectly fine to send you a picture of their boobs, you know, bare, nipples pointy and everything, nipples on fucking full mast and all sorts, you know, fucking baby oil rubbed all over them, no diddy, you know, a bit of that Fenty fucking glowing, glittery stuff rubbed all over the cleavage. A girl would be more than happy to send you a picture of their boobs, but then if you reply back and send them a picture of your dick, they will get freaked out. I bet you can ruin an interaction. You could probably cost yourself getting blocked, even if that person sent you a boob picture, because dick pics are just inherently aggressive. There's something very like about. I mean, it's like, yeah. So I wonder if, even though they were exchanging flirty texts and pictures, Conor just went too far because he was on the fucking coke, and he just, you know, no sense, no impulse control, and he went, here you go. But it's wild because he has a wife. He has a long-term partner, let's say, not a wife. And Azealia Banks is like, fuck you, here you go. But then if you look at the picture, when I zoomed in before, and I saved it on my phone and shit, if you zoom in on the picture, you'll see at the bottom, when you have a Twitter DM, it looks like this person, it looks like they're not even, it looks like they weren't talking to each other before. Because that bit at the bottom that says accept or block, that usually comes from somebody you don't follow or something like that. Or maybe someone you haven't had communication with. So I'm wondering, where were they sending each other pictures before? Was it via phone? And maybe she blocked him and then he chased her down on social? Or did they delete each other's messages and then start again? I don't know how it works, but it's weird because there's a accept or block button at the bottom. So I don't know. Did he send it out of the blue? Were they actually talking before? I don't really fucking know. But what this does prove, in my humble opinion, without a shadow of a doubt, Azealia Banks was not lying about fucking Dave Chappelle. Do you remember when she just came out randomly and said she fucked Dave Chappelle? And everyone's like, nah, no way, no way. I believe she fucked Dave Chappelle now. I believe it. Because this is the most random link up. I would have never believed this link up. This is the most random link up. Like, imagine if somebody told you this. Oh yeah, did you hear Conor McGregor fucked Azealia Banks? You'd never believe it. If somebody told you, like, some industry gossip, oh yeah, I heard Azealia Banks fucked Conor McGregor, you would never believe it because you never even think they even talk to each other. So I believe the Dave Chappelle rumors, unfortunately. I believe them. I believe them entirely because it looks like Azealia Banks is a bad bee and she's got some interesting people in her DMs. Her DMs are probably very interesting. They probably surprise a lot of us, the people are in her DMs. But I wonder now if the guys in her DMs are now very wary. Because it seems like when she wakes up, if she just feels like, you know, if she feels a little bit violent, she might just blow your whole spot up. She might just blow up your whole situation if she's feeling violent. So I wonder if some people are like, you know what? I'm going to leave that woman alone. I'm going to leave that woman alone. Because she might go crazy and she might end up costing me my fucking marriage. She might end up costing me my fucking custody of my kids. Because this is a fucking wild situation. And then obviously she followed up later and said, the motherfucker woke up early. And then the following text or the following reply shows that Conor McGregor hid the message or deleted it, I guess. So I guess maybe he might have blocked it or hid it, but it looks like he blocked it. So he must have saw that she exposed him. Crazy situation. And then, if I'm not mistaken, someone showed an update. Again, I don't know if this is real. I don't know if this is true, but somebody showed an update of Dee Devlin, which is Conor McGregor's baby mother's, or Conor McGregor's, you know, long-term girlfriend and shit, the mother of his children. They're not married. But she seems to be like, she's a ride or die bitch. I don't know if they have an open relationship. I don't know if they do. But she doesn't seem to give a fuck. Like, when he gets caught fucking randoms, like, when he was fucking that little person, when he was in the club, pulling those girls' tops down and touching their boobs, when he was doing mad shit, she never really gives a fuck. She always, like, comes out super hard and aggressive, kind of defending him. So when that picture went viral, this is allegedly at the time, Conor McGregor's baby mum, Dee Devlin, posted on her Instagram the following picture that shows her and Conor sitting on the couch laughing. So obviously kind of responding to the rumors of like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. So I don't know. Does she give a fuck? Is the money just that good? Are you like, you know what? Do what you want? Which I wonder if that's what should be preached to guys. I wonder if what should be preached to guys, especially from the red pill community, maybe they should preach to their students that, hey, fuck being a gentleman, fuck Riz, just get rich. If you get rich enough, a girl could put up with a lot of shit for you. If you're rich enough, you can get away with bloody murder, but you have to get rich. So I wonder if that's what's happening right now. Just get rich and you can get away with what you want to get away with, because Dee Devlin doesn't seem to give a fuck. There's even pictures of Conor McGregor on a beach with some woman who looks like, you know, looks a little bit on the older side, but a woman anyway, having his fun, kissing and everything. Like, Conor's on a mad one. Conor's on a fucking mad one. I don't blame him because he's got so much fucking money. All these different businesses too. It's not like he's just living off of the fighting money. He's got businesses, recurring income from his pubs and shit. His fitness company, supplement shit, like loads of money coming in. I'm not sure if he's making money on bare knuckle fighting, but that's obviously something as well. So there's a lot of money coming in. He's clearly not in the mood to fight anytime soon. And if he does, you know the bag's gonna be crazy. Right? You know the bag's going to be crazy. Like, if he does lock in and decide to fight, you know the bag's going to be fucking crazy for his return. I've heard, I think he offered himself up to fight on that card at the White House that's going to happen next year, which I think is unlikely, to be fair, because he'd have to go on he'd have to detox. It's not just a fight camp. He'd have to detox for real, because he's been indulging. He's been on the, he's clearly been on the fucking adult vitamins, so he's gonna need a real strong detox to get himself in fighting shape. But I don't think he's probably in the mood, which I understand. But it must be an interesting situation to be in, to be able to be, exposed the way he did and not really suffer any consequences. Like, he's probably not sleeping on the couch, he's probably not in a doghouse at all. D Devlin probably still made him a cup of coffee in the morning. Must be nice, man. Must be fucking nice, because some of us, myself included, have gotten in trouble for liking pictures. Gotten in trouble for fucking following certain people. This motherfucker gets, people take pictures of him fucking touching up women that aren't, his baby mum or aren't his missus, gets exposed in the DMs, and everything is kosher. Everything is fucking kosher. He's living a life, man. Big up Conor McGregor. Big up blood clot Conor McGregor.